Hey everyone, welcome to the video. Hope you're doing good. So in today's video, I'll be solving the question number 33 on LeetCode, that is search in rotated sorted array. It's a medium level question and has around 10,000 thumbs up. So it's a good question. It says that there's an integer array nums sorted in ascending order. Okay, so it says that the array is sorted. So whenever you hear the word sorted in question, it should strike you that you should approach the question with binary search. Okay, whenever in a question you encounter the word sorted, you should try to approach the question with binary search. Tip number one. Okay, it's sorted array, and prior to being passed to the function, the nums array is rotated. Okay, so first of all, let's understand what actually is a rotated sorted array, and then we'll get the question again. Okay, so for example, you are given the array 0, 1, 2, 3, 4. It's a normal ascending order sorted array. Okay, now what if I bring this 4 and put it here? What if I pick up this 4 and put it before 0? So the array becomes 4, 0, 1, 2 and 3. Now the length of the array has remained same. The number of elements is same. The only change that has occurred is that indices have changed. Also, you can observe that this part of the array is sorted as it is. This part of the array is sorted as it is. Only one element has started from the last and come at the beginning. Okay, now what if I pick up this 3 as well and bring it before 4? The array becomes, let me change the color. The array becomes 3, 4, 0, 1 and 2. Now also the length of the array is same. It's consisting of 5 elements only. The only change is that the indices have changed, and now you can notice more clearly that there are basically now 2 ascending order arrays. How? See this, that 0, 1, 2 is ascending order array and 3 and 4 is also an ascending order array. So now from one ascending order array, I have basically formed 2 ascending order arrays. This is what a rotated array basically is. The number of times I pick up an element from the last and bring it to the first element, before the first element rather, it is called one rotation. So this array is rotated 2 times. This array is rotated twice. Why? Because I have picked up, first I picked up 4, plotted before 0, and later I picked up 3, plotted before 4. Therefore this is rotated 2 times. Okay, now let's take LeetCode example of 4, 5, 6, 7, 0, 1, 2. Now we can observe that this array also has been rotated, and this is one ascending order array, this is the other ascending order array. Now the question says that we have to search for a target in this ascending order array, and I have already told you that we'll apply binary search. The reason also I've given you. So if this is our start element, this is our end element. Okay, this is our start element, this is our end element. 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Okay, 0, 1, 2, 3. And this is our middle element by applying binary search. So if we are to search an element, wouldn't it be easy if we apply binary search in this section and this section separately? If we are to search an element and we know that this array is sorted and has been rotated, so wouldn't it be easier and efficient if we search the element in this particular part of the array or this particular part of the array? Now for choosing this or this, we have certain conditions. Now basically the idea behind this solution is that we have to find that point, as I said earlier, we have to search basically by making two arrays. Now the idea is, if we have to search in these two separate arrays, how will we separate them? The only separating point is this element, that is the largest element, that is also known as the pivot element in this array. Why? Because after this element, the next element is suddenly smaller than it. It's basically the break point. It's basically the break point for these two arrays. Getting it? Now, how to find this element? The question is how to find this element. To find this element, it's actually very simple. We have to apply simple logic. To find this element, what we have to do is observe carefully. This is our start, this is our end, and this is our mid. Now, if I want to search where is the pivot, observe carefully. See, if I compare 7 and 6, this won't give me any help. Why? Because the pattern that 7 and 6 is following, that is 7 is greater than 6 or 6 is less than 7, this pattern is being followed everywhere. This pattern is similar. The next element will be greater than the previous element because it's ascending order array. That's the main idea behind it. So this comparison will not give us any help. The only comparison that will give us help is this 7 and 0. Why? Because here we can see that the element before, that is 7, is actually greater than the next element. The element before, that is 7, is actually greater than the next element, that is 0. So it's the only pair of numbers that will give us help towards the question. So let's concentrate on it. From here it's very clear. If the middle element is greater than the middle plus one element, then the middle is our pivot, right? If the middle element is greater than middle plus one element, then the middle is our pivot. So this is case 1. I can say I'm just observing. Observe carefully. I'm just observing. Now what if, let me just clean the board a little bit. Yeah. So what if the middle element was 0 rather than 7? Let's assume that middle element was 0. Now here also I can see that, I am comparing these both only. I am not looking at 1 and 2 and 4, 5 and 6, because the only help that I will get is when I will compare 7 and 0, because that's a unique pair. That's a pair in which the previous element is greater than the next element. Okay, so if I assume that middle is 0, then I can clearly see if the middle minus one element is greater than the mid element, then I form a pivot which is middle minus 1. This is case 2. Okay, see, I'm just observing. Look carefully. I'm only observing and going as the observation tells me to go. Okay, now let's assume, see, it's all about testing in your mind. It's all about checking the test cases. The ultimate aim of mastering DSA is to build logic, is to get better at building logic. If your logic is good, then the coding is not difficult, right? So let's assume that if my start element, that is this element, in an example, if my start element is greater than the middle element. Let's take some example like 8. I'm taking another example, imaginary example, for you to understand it better. For example, this is my array 8, 0, 1, 2, or let's say we'll add one more element here, 7, 8, 0, 1, 2. Okay, this is a completely perfect array. Nothing wrong with it. Two ascending orders we can see clearly. One is 7 and 8, one is 0, 1 and 2. Now I can observe that my start is 0, 1, 2, 3, 4. 4 by 2, 2. This is my mid. I can see here that my start is greater than my mid. So if your start is greater than your mid, we have to find the largest element. Okay, and we have observed a situation in which our start is greater than our mid. So why in the world will I search here? Why in the world will I try to search here? I want to find the largest array, and I have observed that this number is greater than what this breakpoint will give, because this is the smallest element among these, because it's the breakpoint. So it's the smallest among these. So if the smallest among these is less than my starting point among these, you're getting it? If my start is less than my middle element, then why will I search here? I'll bring my end pointer here. So the case 3 is, if start is greater than mid, then we will bring our end to mid minus 1. So you can also say that, why am I comparing start only? I can also compare mid, but you'll find out later. Just watch along. Okay. Now what if I assume my start is actually less than my mid? What if my start is less than my mid? Let's see here. If I have, for suppose, if my start is less than my mid, okay, if my start is less than my mid, and I have to find the largest element. So be it any numbers here, any n number of numbers be here, if I know that my middle is greater than start, and I know that the middle is my breakpoint, okay, after this I may or may not have some elements. So why will I search here? If I know that this element is smaller than this and it's ascending order, so even if there is an increment in the following elements, but that increment is less than this middle element, you're getting it? So why will I search in this area? In this area, why will I search? I will search from this area. So if start is less than mid, then I will move my start pointer to mid plus 1. Now you can say, why mid plus 1? Why not mid? Because if our mid was our pivot, it would have been caught here. Already we have applied the conditions which would have been satisfied, and mid would have been returned. Okay. And now coming to my point about why am I doing with start, why am I not comparing end with mid? We can do that also. It's up to you. You can compare either start or you can compare end. There's no need to compare both. Okay. So I think this is clear. So let's first code it. Okay. So first I will create a function to find the pivot. Okay. Int find pivot. I will pass the array, and that's it. My start pointer will be my 0th index, and my end will be at the last index. Okay. Now I'll apply the while loop. See, I'm just applying the logic. I'm just applying simple logic. I'm just converting my logic into the code. I'm not doing anything fancy over here. For every iteration, the middle will be start plus, and this is basic binary search. Okay, if you are not getting what I'm doing, then I suggest you look at basic binary search algorithm and then come back, because binary search is required for this topic. Now we'll check our cases that I have explained earlier, the 4 cases. Now we'll put check conditions on that. So first was if array of mid. If array of mid is greater than array of mid plus 1, then we have to simply return mid. See how easy it's become. If first we build the logic, how easy it's become to code. If array of mid is less than array of mid minus 1, then we'll simply return mid minus 1. Now pay attention, if I am comparing my array of middle with my array of middle plus 1 at every iteration, so in case it might happen that the array of mid may be the last element of the array. It might happen in some case, in some scenario. In that case, if the array of middle is the last element, then where will be the last plus 1? Out of bound? Then it will give error. We don't want that. So in this condition, we have to make sure that the middle is always, if the middle is always less than the end, sorry, the middle is always less than the end. And in this condition. Similarly here, we have to make, if our middle is a start element, then how will we go to minus 1? It will go to minus bound. So out of bound, sorry. So here we have to make sure that our middle is greater than start whenever we check this condition. Okay. Okay. My third condition was if my array of start, as in the start element, is greater than or sorry, what is happening? Is greater than or equal to the array of mid. We have discussed this earlier. Okay, if you're not clear, please go and check it again. I suggest you do that. The end will become mid minus 1. Else, if the array of start is less than or equal to array of mid, we have to put our start pointer to mid plus 1. And if everything of this, all of these 4 conditions are not met, that means our array is not rotated, it's a simple ascending order sorted array, then we'll return minus 1. Okay, now the majority part of this question is done. The logic building is done. You have found the pivot also. Now you have to just search for that target element. So let's work on that. In this function we'll declare that our pivot is, we have found with the help of function that we have just created. We'll pass the array nums, sorry, and we have got the pivot. Now if, first of all, if our pivot is equal to our target, then simply return the pivot. Then simply we'll return the pivot. Okay, one this thing can happen, that our pivot can be equal to target, or what can happen, that our pivot is equal to minus 1. So if pivot is equal to minus 1, then I have to simply do binary search. Don't worry, I'll make this function in just a bit. Then we have to simply do binary search. In that we have to pass the array, we have to pass the target. Our start will be 0, our end will be array.length minus 1. Okay, I'll make this function, don't worry. Okay, other thing that can happen. The other thing that can happen is the target. Our target can be greater than our, sorry, it's nums. I'm habitual of writing array, that's why I'm writing error again and again. If our, the third thing that can be that our target can be greater than nums. Oh, sorry, nums of 0 as in the start element. In that case, what we'll do binary search only. That is for certain. We'll do binary search only. But in that case, we'll search, we'll pass the target, we'll pass the nums, that everything will remain same. But if our target is greater than the start index, then what we'll do, we will search between the start element and pivot -1. I explained the reason earlier, so don't worry. If you don't understand, you can just watch the video again. Else, if every of these condition has failed, then we'll search in the latter part of the array. That is binary search nums target. We will start from pivot +1. I have explained all this earlier. So if anything you have doubt, it's not clear, you can just watch the video again. Okay. Now the simple thing remains, that is to make our function for the binary search. If you already know it, then please feel free to go ahead and code it, because it's simple binary search in range. That you have to take care that this binary search will be in the range. You can't just simply apply binary search. You have to declare the start and end points. You have to make sure that you are searching within the range that you want to search. So for that you have to use the start and end elements variables. Sorry, the middle is start plus end minus start by 2. Okay, if target is less than equal to mid, sorry, I have mid. You should know this, I assume. If you don't know, please free to check out Kunal Bia's DSA Bootcamp. It's an amazing free resource that one can get. Please feel free to check it out. Else if target is greater than array of mid, start is equal to mid. This is also using the same logic basically. Only you can have confusion in that case if you are not familiar with binary search itself. Then you can have confusion. Otherwise, this is the same logic that we have used till now. I think we are good with our code. Okay, so I think good with it. I can run the code and test it. It's a success. Let's submit it. Accept it. So that's it for this video. Stay tuned for the next ones, and please like and comment on the videos and subscribe to my channel. Please support me and please share the videos. If you feel like any of your friend has problem with DSA, please share Kunal Bhaiya's channel and please share my videos as well. Thank you so much. That's it. Bye bye. Take care.